Hey guys, it's Awesome here and welcome back to a new video. So today I'll be testing WRC 9 on the GTX 1050 Ti paired with the Core i5-9400 and 16 gigs of RAM along with the latest Nvidia 452.06 drivers. So WRC 9, I'll show you three resolutions 1080p, 900p and 1440p. And for each tested resolution, I used FXAA plus TAA for anti-aliasing and motion blur was set to low. So starting with very high preset on 1080p, we see an average of 34 frames per second with lows of 30 frames per second. Next for high settings, here the performance was very similar to very high settings as the average frame rate did not change much and we were very close to 40 FPS on average. For medium settings on 1080p, we see a decent 48 frames per second on average, with lows consistently above 40 frames per second. Lastly, for low settings, here the average frame rate was 71 frames per second, but the game looks significantly worse than the medium preset. Next, I'll switch to 900p, starting with the very high settings, which was enough for 43 frames per second on average, with lows of 35 frames per second. High settings was enough for 50 FPS on average, with lows close to 40 FPS. For medium settings, we see a decent 60 FPS experience, as we see an average of 62 frames per second here. Lastly, for low settings, which was enough for 90 frames per second on average, though I won't suggest you play at low settings. 1440p up next, and here the performance was not great as expected, as very high and high presets were not playable as the average frame rate was below 30 frames per second. Medium settings on 1440p was just enough for a 31 FPS on average, with low preset managing 45 frames per second. And for textures, just use high textures as they were using almost close to 4 gigs of video memory. And the game did not use more than 8 gigs of system RAM. So yeah guys, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated. Suggestions and comments are welcome and I'll see you next time.
In the left 4 long, 60. Left 5 medium over crest, 50. Right 5 over crest and crest into left 4, small cut, 50. And left 4 into jump over crest, 120. Right 5 short, 50. Flat right over crest. bump and flat right jump over crest, 50, bumpy. Right 5 short, into left 4 long, 60. Left 5 medium over crest, 50. Right 5 over crest and crest, into left 4, small cut, 50. And left 4 into jump over crest, 120. Right 5 short, 50. Flat right over crest. And caution left 3 for right 2 and junction opens, 120. Right 3 medium. Into crest, into flat left, 100. Flat right into crest. And right 5. Left over bump and flat right jump over crest, 50, bumpy. Right 5 short, into left 4 long, 60. Left 5 medium over crest, 50. Right 5 over crest and crest, into left 4, small cut, 50. And left 4 into jump over crest, 120. Right 5 short, 50. Flat right over crest. And caution left 3 for right 2 and jump